Some of her closest friends were Delora and Bella, but she tried to be friends with everybody.
Okay, one last time. Did you ever witness her getting bullied?
Occasionally, but there was nothing really anybody could do about it because it was just stupid stuff that really didn't matter.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, like how kids are just stupid. It's really, you know, so just stuff that didn't matter, and laughing and so much crap.
Eventually, I figured out that there are reasons why people bully others, and it might be because they feel, you know, insecurities themselves. And I thought I was a cool person. You know, I grew up. Not that mean to people, and I have people who like me for who I am. So I don't care. There's like the people that like me are a way bigger number than the people that don't. You know, so I learned not to care.
Bullying to me is another person that decides to pick on another individual. A lot of the times I feel like the person that does the bullying has a lot of insecurities. That's why they do it, to feel kind of good about themselves because someone else feels bad. So I think that it happens often, but it's something that we have to stop because it's caused a lot of death among teens and adults as well. Causing depression and a lot of pain.
Bullying is like where somebody tries to hit you mentally and physically, and then there's cyberbullying, which I hate the most.
They spit on me. You ever been bullied?
Once in
Kindergarten? How did it make you feel?
I mean, bad. I want to be
Beat him up.
You want to beat them up?
yeah.
But not anymore, right? You feel okay now?
Yeah.
And you too?
I think that bullying makes you feel punk since you got mess with little kids. You got mess with people younger than you. Like, pick up somebody your own side if you're able to. Yeah, basically what he just said. Like, it's only people bully if they got bullied when they was little.
So you think that people are influenced greatly by it?
Yeah.
Or at all?
I don't know, because I never got bullied. All my life, I knew how to fight.
I don't necessarily know how to answer what is bullying. I mean, it depends on the type of bullying, I guess. And yes, I have been bullied. When I was younger, I was bullied because I was the tallest in my class and I was the smartest. So, of course, it's like, I don't know, it just hurt a little. But, you know, after a while, you tend to learn how to get over it or, you know, move on with life. You know, that's not true, obviously. So, I went on with life.
Bullying to me is the repeated, unwanted physical or mental abuse. Often bullying is accompanied by some sort of like difference in power. Whether it's like someone who has a higher social status or age is bullying someone who's younger or in a perceived lower group. Or it could be like physical size. Someone who's bigger and stronger is picking on someone who is smaller. That's not always the case. I mean, someone who's smaller can always pick on someone who's bigger, but it's generally a power difference.
My friend in the 3rd grade, her name is Jennifer Lopez, and I was kind of jealous because her name is Jennifer Lopez, and it was pretty cool, right? And she got this haircut. It was like a bob haircut, and I was just pointing out like, hey, you look fat, you look ugly, you know, I was being such a bully. And then, but later on in life, I mean, she's a sweet girl, you know, and I don't know, I apologized eventually, and she said it was okay. But I felt bad, because I didn't realize what I was doing, but then again I did, you know. What is bullying to you?
What is bullying to me? Bullying is when someone doesn't care about someone's emotions, feelings, or anything about their well-being. Most people get bullied for different reasonings. It could be ethnicity, it could be male or female gender, it could be just because somebody's just hateful and spiteful. There's different reasonings behind it. People have issues at home and they bring that to school, and even as an adult, people bring it to the workplace. You'd be amazed on how adults act like children sometimes because they can't get their way because of things that they grew up with as a child, and they bring it into adulthood. So that's my version of bullying.
Have you ever been bullied?
Have I ever been bullied? There was 1 or 2 times in my life where I have been jumped based upon the way that people didn't care, the way that I acted. People think that I act a certain way or do things a certain way. I just call myself sharp and efficient, but most people don't like that out of jealousy. So I have been jumped twice in my life, once in middle school and once in elementary.
Have you ever been a bully?
Have I ever been a bully? Yes, I have been part of the crowd who used to pick on people. Now, I wasn't necessarily the one jiving on people. I guess it's to say I was the one laughing at the person. But laughing is just as guilty, because if you're laughing at them, you're not helping the situation. And so, over time, as I've gotten older, in high school, I've learned to help that person who was being bullied rather than to sit there and laugh at them, because it's not helping them laughing at them. It's making the situation 10 times worse.
Bullying is a part of a bad person's life. I feel like when it comes to bullying, people don't know how to, react to certain situations. Like, how you see somebody else in the street or in school or something, and you have jealous tendencies. You try to ruin whatever they have good going on for them to help yourself feel better. It's basically like degrading somebody, in that type of nature.
Cool. Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have been bullied actually. In 6th grade, I remember it was a time where it was this one girl, me and her wasn't having, we weren't on good terms at all. And she found a way to stuff me in a locker. And I remember banging on that locker to get out. It was a lock on the locker, how was I gonna get out? But, it's always those people that bystanders, that watch and laugh and, go on and on. But my sister was there, and she actually went and told the teachers, look, my sister's locked in the locker, and I got out. But it was I can choose to either, retaliate and become the bully and she become the victim, or I can just, walk away from the situation. Even though that hurt my pride a lot, I actually ended up walking away from the situation because I didn't like how I felt about it.
Bullying can be verbal with words or physical. Anytime really that you are causing someone else to doubt themselves and their self-worth. It can come in so many forms. I had any type of yeah, so that's what that is.
Have you ever been bullied?
Audience, yes. When I was in middle school, I think I think at one point some girls spread, some girls spread a rumor about me, and I got really upset and caused me to be really introverted and shy around my classmates throughout 6th and 7th grade. So
I have talked about someone that's not bullying.
how is it not?
Because I feel like if you're talking about me, then I have the right to talk about you. If you are telling me you want me to stop or something, where I feel like I'm doing too much and you're not doing nothing back, I'm not gonna, I'm not that person to just mess with somebody who's not messing with me. That's not how that works. Because if somebody was messing with me and I didn't want them to mess with me and I'm not doing nothing to them, I would have a problem with it. So I know they feel the type of way, so I'm not about to mess with them. If they're messing with me, I'm gonna mess with them. But if not, then I'm not gonna mess with them. This is how it goes. What?
Right. So tell us a little bit about what you are doing down in Mexico and what you are doing here in our school.
Okay, so my name is Monica Rodriguez. I am part of Teach for All, a global network. We are a kind of brothers of Teach for America. My program in Mexico is Enseña por México, and I am working in another organization who promote different kind of programs. For example, the art and different campaigns. So one of these campaigns is about the bullying, because we think that is a kind of violence and it's so important generate a new strategies to eliminate this kind of violence in the schools, because the violence in the schools are generating violence in the streets. Yeah, and I think that it's so important to do this kind of actions with different programs. For example, with art, with culture, with education. So that is the thing that we are promoting. We are promoting this campaign with plays of theater in different schools, and this is part of one campaign between Sistema Sitio Bici Mexico, a non-profit organization, and Teatropolis Production is a drama and theater company, and we are doing different kind of drama plays in different schools to inform to the students and to the teachers about the strategies that we are promoting. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, like bullying means like a person thinking that they're bigger than the other person, like making them feel like small, like, you know.
Okay. Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have been bullied in kindergarten, 6th grade, I think. Yeah, that was pretty much how. In kindergarten, I got bullied by this girl named Emily. I still remember her name. Well, my sister would like be there for me.
Yeah.
And I was also bullied in 3rd grade. In 6th grade was because this girl told me something about another girl. She wanted me to tell the girl what she said, and so I guess it was my fault, and like everybody hated me all of a sudden for like a couple of weeks, and I went away. 3rd grade, it was like a group of girls that would always mess with me, and then this other girl came and started picking on her and left me alone, and like I stood up for her because I know how it felt, and so after that it just quit. So yeah. And like after that I never got bullied like that.
Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have. And I actually said sorry to her before I left the school because I felt terrible, because I didn't like how they made me feel, so why would I make somebody else feel